Many people have experienced this in life, missing a step while walking downstairs, or pushing too hard during a game, followed by a sharp crack and a searing pain in the ankle, which swells up like a large bump in less than half an hour. In such moments, most people's first reaction is to rush home to apply an ice pack or vigorously massage the area with medicinal oil. However, from a traditional Chinese medicine (PCM) perspective, if you blindly rub the injured area immediately after an acute sprain, or only focus on the swollen ankle, you might miss the most magical and exquisite miracle moment in TCM treatment. Today, I want to discuss a topic that might 颠覆 your understanding. Why, when you sprain your ankle, does TCM advise inserting a needle on the back of your hand? And why, after this single needle, a foot that was too painful to bear weight can instantly walk again? Behind this is not some mysticism or psychological suggestion, but rather an extremely rigorous biomechanical symmetrical logic and neural reflex connections. This is the wisdom of distal point selection and symmetrical treatments passed down for thousands of years in TCM. Before delving into this in-depth medical analysis, I hope you set aside any preconception of TCM as a slow-acting therapy. TCM's approach to acute pain is often immediate and effective. If you feel this sharing gives you a new understanding of your body's self-repair mechanisms, please give it a like and save it. This not only supports the 传承 of TCM culture, but also reserves crucial knowledge for you and your family's health in emergencies. If you can share this video with friends who love sports or are prone to falls, it might save them a lot of trouble. Now, let's unpack the 神奇奥秘 of distal point selection. The underlying logic we are discussing is called qi and blood stagnation in traditional medicine, but from a modern biological perspective, it is actually a kind of protective spasm and inflammatory storm in the human body. The moment you sprain, collagen fibers in the local tissues rupture, microfills break, and the body rapidly releases 大量 pain-inducing chemicals like bradykinin and prostaglandins. These substances act like alarm bells, causing your brain neurons to fire continuously, resulting in intense pain. The conventional belief is to treat where it hurts. However, the greatness of TCM lies in viewing the human body as a complete dynamic biomechanical network. Let's compare this network to a highway. If a section collapses, clearing directly at the collapse point will only cause more severe congestion and secondary disasters. The smartest approach is to implement traffic control and diversion at a point 远端的 regulating the tension of the entire route to release pressure at the affected area. This involves a core theory in TCM, holographic correspondence and attraction of the same QI. The Yellow Emperor's inner canon mentions a treatment method called MUC contralateral needling. Simply put, treat the right for left side diseases, the left for right side diseases. Treat the lower for upper body issues, and the upper for lower body issues. From the perspective of modern neural anatomy, this highly aligns with the functional localization of the cerebral cortex and 交叉反射 in the spinal cord. There is a very important point on the back of the hand, which we call the ankle point. It is located in the depression at the junction of the transverse wrist crease and the second and third metacarpal bones. When you sprain your ankle, this corresponding point becomes an extremely sensitive 压痛点. If you apply a precise stimulus to that point, the brain quickly responds by releasing endogenous opioid peptides through neural conduction, a natural analgesic dozens of times stronger than morphine. Even more 神奇的是, this stimulation can readjust the 神经肌肉张力 of the lower limb, preventing the muscles around the injured area from spasming blindly, thereby reducing pressure on the injured ligament. It is like remote computer repair. The system at the affected site is corrupted, Instead of repeatedly rebooting the crashed local terminal, we input a repair command directly from the server backend. That needle is that command. Many people ask, what if there are no acupuncture facilities at home? Don't worry. Today, I'll teach you an acupoint resetting method that can be performed by hand. Step E. Find the activation point. After the sprain, don't touch the foot first. Look at the opposite hand. If you sprain the outside of your left ankle, look at the back of your right hand, about 2 finger widths up from the webbing between the little finger and ring finger. Near the Zhongzhu's J3 acupoint, deeply press with your thumb to find the point that feels the most sore, swollen, and painful. In TCM, we call this the Ashi point. Ashi point, essentially the body's distress signal tower. Step R. Precise pressure. The pressure should have a penetrating force. Don't rub the skin, but press 垂直向下. Penetrating to the bone feng. You should feel a sore, numb sensation radiating toward the arm. The specific intensity standard is to make the person feel a kind of pleasurable pain, 减 sore, yet pleasant. Maintain this pressure for 3 to 5 minutes. Step 3. Dynamic rehabilitation. This is the most critical step. While pressing this acupoint, try to slowly move the injured ankle. Don't be afraid. With the protection of acupoint pressure, your neural pain threshold has already increased. Gently make circular movements or slowly flex and point your foot. In acupuncture, this is called the moving qi needling method. The combination of distal stimulation and 自主活动 at the affected site can quickly unblock the 经络 and 消除水肿. If you feel you've learned practical techniques by this point, remember to give it a like and follow. Our channel is dedicated to explaining the most traditional medicine with the most scientific logic. Every share of yours might help someone in excruciating pain at a critical moment. Besides acupoints, TCM also has specific dietary advice for acute sprains. Many people like to drink bone broth after a sprain, thinking like cures like. Actually, this is 不科学的 during the acute phase. The body has a heat pattern during the acute phase, meaning inflammation. At this time, one should clear heat and dissipate stasis. I recommend a precise tendon, 减 soothing and stasis, 减 dissipating drink, with exact gram measurements. 3 grams of Panax noto ginseng powder. Taken in 2 doses. Cooked with 30 grams of red beans, Phaseoli semen, and 30 grams of koi seed, Koisis semen, in water. Panax noto ginseng is a sacred trauma medicine. It stops bleeding without leaving stasis and dissipates stasis without harming the vital qi. Modern pharmacology has proven it has powerful microcirculation, 减 improving effects. Red beans and cow seed are for draining 渗出液 from the tissues, commonly known as promoting diuresis to reduce swelling. If conditions at home permit, you can use 20 grams each of gardenia powder and peach kernel powder. Mix with 白酒 to form a paste and apply it to the most swollen area. Gardenia contains geniposide, which has strong penetrating and anti-inflammatory effects. This external application can quickly lower the local skin temperature, constrict capillaries, and has a more 持久 effect than simple ice application, without causing cold to penetrate the bones. The classified case histories of famous physicians' records. A case: a general fell from his horse during drills, and his ankle swelled like a jug. 100 doctors were ineffective. Later, a traveling physician inserted a needle at the lingu and the by points on his hand, and the general was able to stand immediately. While this has a 传奇色彩, it reflects a core concept of TCM. Analogical reasoning, Q 相比爱例. The hand and foot are 高度相似的 in structure. 5 fingers 对应 5 toes. The wrist joint 对应 the ankle joint. This morphological similarity determines their symmetry in bioelectrical signal conduction. This is TCM's worldview. Everything is interconnected, and local problems should always seek solutions from the whole. This also inspires us in life not to fall into the mindset of treating the head when it aches, treating the foot when it hurts. When you have high life stress and 偏头痛, try pressing the taikon, LV3 point on the sole of your foot. When you have 胃痛不适, try pinching the hegel lai 4 point on the web of your thumb. The body is a 精密联动的 system. Learn to communicate with it, and you are your own best doctor. Nourishment with medicine is not as good as with food. Nourishment with food is not as good as with the spirit. The techniques discussed today are methods for emergency relief. But 真正的长久康复 relies on your care for your own qi and blood. An acute sprain is actually the body reminding you your lower limb strength might be imbalanced, or your qi and blood circulation has been too slow lately, leading to weak bones and tendons. During the recovery period, I recommend practicing tiptoe raises and grasping the ground exercises. 5 minutes daily to strengthen the small muscle groups around the ankle joint. This is more effective than any tonic. If you enjoyed today's content combining hardcore science with TCM wisdom, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. In the next episode, I will share how to observe changes in the tongue to provide early warning of 心脑血管 risks. This is a life-saving topic, so remember to come back and watch. TCM is not mysticism, it is a database accumulated over thousands of years from the 博弈 between working people and diseases. The code of life hidden within the 经络. May every friend master this wisdom. 出入平安 with strong bones and tendons. See you next time.